Corrie, it is the podcast, and I would like to lead with a 5-star review from a huge fan.
Please start us off on this road to success with this 5-star review.
Courtney let me know that her husband James says, "These twins crack me up," and he's from corporate America, and he says, "Wow, you guys are nutty," said with love. "You're entertaining and your content is solid," and he is super impressed.
I love the acorn puns. He said, "Crack me up, little nutty."
Not wrong, James. Welcome to the podcast. Corrie, other than marketing nuggets, marketing nuts, what can people learn about today?
Welcome to the Baking It Down podcast.
You
We're
just
actually
hit that
You told
at
me to
such
have
a
some
sales
high
pitch.
energy.
But I didn't know you were going to... Okay.
This is how I do. Welcome to the Baking It Down podcast. We are your host, Heather and Corrie Miracle. We actually come from a group on Facebook called the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group, SCM for short. Each week we drop a podcast, hopefully in or around Tuesdays, where we go over just something that we've seen in the market of cookies, in the cookie market.
You're leaning
world.
into the nutty
I
thing.
know.
I like it. So here's what I wanted to jump out of the tree with this week. We're entering the doldrums of summer. What Corrie and I like to call, endearingly, just like James, dry July.
Dry July.
Where your wallet is as dry as the Sahara Desert.
It's not like, oh my goodness, panic mode, but it is a time where your audience is now, they got the kids at home, they're traveling, schedules are off.
And you'll think there's many things that happen during dry July, especially if you had your marketing dialed in, you will think that your marketing didn't work. So we have some tips and tricks to survive the next few months. Now, I want to say I did post this in the Facebook group yesterday, and there was some great feedback in the comments because I did propose a question to everyone, like, what do you plan to do to survive dry July? And I thought a very interesting one before we get into the list is people are like, well, vendor markets. Vendor markets,
those are a
tough.
surefire way.
They're a surefire way to survive dry July. And now July actually encompasses the summer months. So June, July, and August. Then we pick up very quickly with back to school. Then it's just
an onslaught.
It's almost unfair. But like I was saying to the group, a landscaping company doesn't factor in a bumper crop mid-December. They make their hay. There's a lot of puns going on here.
There's a lot of puns.
A little play on words.
You're a little squirrely today.
They make their bumper crop in the summer months, and then they kind of...
bumper crop?
You know, I did use that. It is a word. Learned it in a country music song. But I used it to a vendor for a client, and they were like, I Googled that. Never heard of it before, but it does make sense.
What are the...
Like the biggest, best crop, the bumper crop. We got a bumper crop, guys. Like, it's paying all the bills.
I can't even imagine.
It's like a Craig Morgan song. I think it was like my tractor, like something about the tractor. Don't honk at the tractor.
Sexy.
Not that one, but it was like, don't honk at the tractor. Country music fans are screaming at the radio. It was like the tractor's on the road. It's making all the food, so don't get mad at the guy in the tractor. He's got a bumper crop, something like that.
Okay, I'll have to do some
So just like landscapers have their bumper crop in summer because they got the landscaping jobs. Come winter, maybe, especially in this area, there's no snow.
Right.
It's kind of their dry July. They got dry December. Desolate December. But in the baking world, we have dry July, which is all the summer months leading into June, July, and August. Now, there are some people who are saying right now, those are not my slow months. I do vendor markets and I do weddings. You guys are a different breed, and you have done a great job of hedging your bets against this kind of drier months. But for the rest of us, Festivus. Okay, here's my list of pros and cons.
Did you write down the list this time?
I did.
Because last week we didn't. And that was a cluster. That was hard to listen to. I was trying to remember it.
You finally listened to a podcast.
I had to hear if you could hear the...
we hit 250,000 downloads on this podcast last week, and I think it was you. I think
quarter
it was
of
you.
a million?
Quarter of a million. A quarter of a million Alvin noises. Here is the list. Things you can do during the next 3 months and things you absolutely should not do.
Okay.
Starting with a should not do, do not panic. Readjust your expectations in terms of ROI, meaning like returns on your marketing investment for this period. Slow in dry July equals normal. So don't panic, especially if this is your first or second year in, where you just kind of get started. It may feel like you've done something wrong. Don't panic. Do not panic. Don't run to the group. Don't say, oh my goodness, we're closing up shop. This is marketing. And these are how marketing seasons work. Yeah. And we are in an off season.
An off season. But it's a great time to prep, let me tell you.
Yeah, which brings me to my do Do-do.
Do-do.
Optimize your admin. Need to schedule out posts. I think if you use a third-party scheduling software, you can schedule for the rest of the year. I think within Planner, you can do 2 or 3 months out.
I think you're right.
And I know in a group, you can only ever do 2 months out. But that would take you through the majority of the summer.
That would be good. So at least if you get a little busy and off track and, baking is like taking the back burner, your page isn't also taking the back burner. Because what we don't want is for you to ghost it for 3 months and then to come back
Halloween's in October, guys. It is not in June.
We don't want you to come back and make a post. It gets seen by 0 people and then you get discouraged. Like, no one bought anything. My reach was 2 people and it was me and my husband.
Yeah, this would be a great time to work on your website. If you have it on your, what do you call it when you come up with like a to-do list? But when they're like, roadmap. If you have it on your roadmap that you're going to have a website, now would be the time to build that out. Now would be the time to test it, break it.
Make sure that the forms go where the forms need to go.
Yeah, have a family member go through the checkout process. I know it's kind of hard to dial in square sometimes. Get that beast wrangled in, because come Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, you will not
That's not
have
the time you want to figure out.
You don't even want to do it in September either.
You don't even want to do it. You do not want to post something that's live and then be like, yeah, I sold nothing. Then just to realize finally someone out of the blue shoots you just a little heartfelt like, hey, I tried to check out, nothing happened.
And that's a huge thing, because Corrie and I taught a class the other day and somebody's like, well, your DIY kits checkout didn't work. I said, oh, darn. Then they said, you would have had my money. And then some other ladies like, well, you had my money.
Then I kicked Heather's leg under the table.
Well, although that lady did buy tickets to our October class and did not buy a DIY kit. I'll have to take it up with Joe. So another thing, I know a lot of you guys, when the times are slow, you think I'll never need a virtual assistant. But I hear you all when times pick up and you're like, I wish I had a VA. Does anybody have one? Virtual assistants are relationships. They are very knee deep in your accounts.
You do not want to give the reins over to just a rando during busy times.
No. And you want to know that person works. Corrie and I had a virtual assistant, but she was based in America. I think she actually just lived in Southern Virginia. We didn't do enough interviewing before we did the onboarding. Remember?
Which one?
Well, the first one didn't do anything. The second one, who kind of phoned it in, we had to have another meeting. Yeah. Turns out what people don't realize is when somebody sends you a Loom recorded video, it actually tattles on you when you watch it and tells me this video has been watched by this person.
Yeah, so it would be like, here's your intro video.
That virtual assistant never watched that. So if you want to hire a virtual assistant, you can actually interview them now and get on their schedule for a start date come the busier time. That's September, definitely October. Thanksgiving, can you even breathe? Christmas, are we all dead?
Yes.
Do not, Corrie, do not overcorrect. When the market slows, we always see people knee-jerk change course.
I do see this. I see people will do, they'll sell DIY kits. Dewey kits for July 4th. Not one sells. Dewey kits are off the table. We are doing just only PYOs. But, you can't let one thing rule the whole thing.
Corrie and I, great example, I know we talk about this, we tried to teach a July 4th class 2 years ago on July 3rd because we thought it's right before July 4th. Families in town.
Yeah, because I don't go anywhere. I was thinking no one else goes anywhere.
Yeah, they also don't go to cookie classes. Turns out, at least in our market, at least the way we marketed it that time. And what happened was we had 3 people sign up. We rolled them into the next class. We offered them a full refund. They all wanted to be rolled into the next class, plus ourselves. Yeah. And we said, we're never teaching summer classes again. No, that's not what we said. We said we're going to try not teaching July 3rd classes. We're going to teach them mid-July and see if that works. And turns out it did. So an overcorrection would be no more summer cookie classes. And an on-par market test would be let me adjust the day and see if it was the day I chose. So it just turned out to be.
That point, what I see so often in the cookie marketing group is someone will be like, yeah, July classes didn't work for me, so it's not going to work for you. And then I see people say, oh, good to know. No. You cannot take
You'll have to test your
marketing and audience and apply it to yourself.
There is so much that's behind generating a lead and converting that lead that would be hard. It is good to take a consensus and find a direction that will navigate your own test. But I'd be leery to ever just take someone's word. That's not what we're going to do.
I know. That would be leaving so much money on the table at the word of someone you don't even know.
That's the reason why we encourage people to teach Facebook Lives on topics already taught, because you're going to have a different perspective. You're going to have a different experience. And the more experiences we get together, the more of the average that we can find.
Yes.
So you don't want to overcorrect. So recap, don't panic. First of all, it's going to happen. It happens to all of us. Do optimize your admin. If you want to get into like an invoicing software or an accounting software, now would be the time to let your eyes bleed with QuickBooks or Wave or whatever, Square. Do not overcorrect. So don't just try one thing and be like, well, it's trash. We're never doing it.
Yeah, don't do that. That,
especially, especially in a dry time. I know you're going to see some people saying, well, I'm having a bumper crop of a July. And you're going to have to say, well, they probably have either a different market, they've been in the game longer, or they have a different approach.
You have to think like how many variables are different between you and them.
I bet some people are not even selling sugar cookies and they're saying they're sold out because they're doing Macs or they're doing wedding tables or they're doing something like that.
Yes.
Do invest in yourself. Use slow periods to invest in yourself. You will not have the chance come the holidays.
Like get a massage or something?
No, I said join the cookie college, but massages, yeah, sure. You can.
Could you get a massage
in the cookie college? Corey and I will give you a massage for your brain at the cookie
I'm
college.
at the shoulders. Heather can get your feet.
Titsy witsy. But yeah, so if you said, well, I really want to learn florals, what's that sweater piping style that people like to do on pumpkins?
I just like to call it sweater piping.
Sweater piping. Did you take a class for that?
No.
Sweater piping. Maybe Corey will teach us. But if you want to get into ice melts, if you want to try hot cocoa bombs or whatever we're allowed to call them this year, you're going to want to start that now.
Yes.
What other things could somebody learn?
Watercoloring. People love that. Macarons.
Great little addendum. Like an addition.
Those are great gift giving things. So if you were like trying to get to Christmas, that one I definitely see going really well. I know there's a tinge bit of a learning curve to PYOs. So if you wanted to get into that,
I would say this, and I know this one's going to be like biased towards me, but learn how to teach a cookie class now in the summer. Do your dry runs with your family now in the summer. Like we said, come the holidays, it's a license to print money. It's a job to sell them in the summer. So practice. Get into
you know what?
Class.
To that point, a lot of you guys listening are like, oh, cookie classes aren't for me. I could never do public speaking. Because yes, you can. A lot of times me and Heather will go into a class and what we'll say to each other right before it starts is, get out of your head. Happy-go-lucky. It's only an hour and a half. And you can honestly do that Sasha Fierce move that, Beyonce becomes her alter ego and you can teach the class. I don't want you to leave money on the table just because you're the only one holding yourself back. So if you want to take a competitor's class, take a local cookie class. We've had people take ours. We've taken other people's. See how they run it. You can get a feel for it. See what people are doing with their hands. Are they smiling? Are they laughing?
Can't wait to the Facebook group post that says a competitor's taking my
class.
We've had people take our class and then go teach. I promise you, it really does work. But another option for you, Corey, you're making noise.
Oh, I'm sorry. You gave me so many toys.
I should not have.
You
I didn't
really
realize
gave me
you're so
a lot
clutchable.
of toys.
Another thing you could do is learn how to teach a virtual class. If public speaking is horrifying, spending the summer to configure the technical side of virtual cookie classes that are taught locally means you don't have to stand in front of people. You get to stand in front of your computer, but you still get to cash in.
We did virtual classes, and really it's almost like an ESPN or, the Kentucky Derby. Heather's like, and coming around.
I honestly felt like a DJ. I was moving between two screens. We had Corey's hands casted on a screen. I had my computer with the PowerPoint, and then I had a computer off in the corner of the room. Of course, Corey and I are just sitting in my office. Nobody's seeing us. And that one, I was seeing what the end user could see.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that we're
So Heather was like, and she's coming around the corner. I want you to see what she does with the icing tip here. And she touches down, and she lifts up and down and up. Now, let's see what you guys do.
Yeah. And a lot of people didn't have their cameras turned on. So if you got a fear of public speaking, trust me, you're not seeing anybody. It was hard to talk to the little black squares. That was the beginning of COVID.
Yeah.
So maybe now people will turn on their screens. That said, it would be hard pressed for you to want to dial that in come Christmas. It is the technical aspect of that is a little bit of juggling of cameras. So that's what Dry July is for. Do not pout.
Do not.
It may feel like your audience is abandoning you and your bank account. They're not. They're focused on their family vacations. Good marketing equals assisting them in finding fun family things to do. It'll build trust and they'll be back come Halloween.
Smart. You guys know I say showcase those local farmers markets.
Corey loves a farmer's market ticker talker. So what Corey does on a dry Saturday, she has no cookie orders because it's the middle of July, she'll go to the local Dale City Farmers Market and feature vendors there. Yeah. Go back to her computer, create a little video, and tag those vendors in it. One, her audience loves to see what's local at these places. Yeah. And then the vendors like to be featured as well.
And sometimes they might even share it. So I get to reach their audience too.
I know you did that with a cupcake place, and that lady he's done just dedicated. I think she named her next cake Corey.
I think she did.
So that's something you could do, a list of pools and when they open. A lot of them are Memorial Day. Pools that have lazy rivers for the parents to enjoy or the kids play.
In our area, we have little splash pads that
the splash pads, which have random hours. Yeah. Best places for soft serve ice cream. Again, this is content you're putting out and getting nothing back. But what you're doing is you're pouring back in your audience when in the way that they need to.
Yeah.
Because right now, they're not buying from you, but you're giving them something. It feels like a one-sided relationship.
You're staying valuable to them.
And you're helping them. You're assisting. And that's a huge trust factor. Again, you can't make a sale without trust.
Yeah.
And being there, and you know what, a lot of things like real estate agents will kind of share those posts because they don't want to do the research. You did it. Yeah. They don't mind sharing that to their audience. So you can start building up that kind of network, finding the groups that allow you to add value-added content. And you don't really necessarily need a sales pitch now because we are in this drier time. So you can make a lot of headway by building trust in groups with the admins by only doing value-added content. If you have been selling in a group all year to this point, switch gears and start just value adding with no sales pitch.
Yeah. Admins will thank you.
Yeah. Corey and I admin, the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group's 40,000 people. I can tell you the people who I'm like, thank you so much. Thank you so much for posting that here. Thank you so much for that value. Thank you so much. Because as an admin of a group, we got to add valuable content, but it gets kind of annoying to just see two people.
Yes.
So when I see these people come in and really honestly give the group a gift,
I know, I'm like,
they could have given it to many groups.
This is you special little rainbow.
Little rainbow. So it really does, from the admin side, to create a valuable list of content like that. You don't even have to share it from your page. You can just post it in that group, and that's going to be a really valuable, non-salesy, defenseless way to enter in and kind of build the trust in that group.
Yes. There's an event starting soon on Facebook.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Cut costs. Do cut cost.
Yeah, the time to cut cost is now. You don't want to be paying, if you have job form and you have the highest.
For a high amount of leads.
Why am I saying? Why is that word escaping me? High amount of stuff on job form. You don't need to be paying for that during the summer when you're slow time, especially if you're taking off and hey, I'm not going to be taking orders for June and July. This is the time to scale back and save some money because probably come later on in the year, you're going to need the bigger pricing plan. So use that money and save it. And then, 'tis the season. What else could you cut cost on?
Ideas that I have. This is one I learned from the Minimalist podcast. Take it or leave it. You haven't used it in the last 4 months. Cancel it, sell it, or downgrade it. Oh, I know. That's a tough one. So that one's going to be
I would say you guys who have the cutter of the month boxes coming to you, if you are not baking in the summer, take a pause.
You can
on the
always
cutter box.
restart it.
Yeah, you can. There's no penalty.
Yeah. So things that you can, I love trimming down subscription costs, digital subscriptions. So Corey and I have a list. I'll be like, we haven't used. So at the beginning of the year, we'll use Microsoft Project One for project planning for the year. Mid-year, we don't need to plan it as much. It's been planned. So I'll cancel it and then we can renew it or reboot it kind of when we go back into a planning phase. Same with Whimsical app and I like Miro app. I did cancel those for the summer. It said why. I said it's not you, it's me, but I'll be back, baby girl.
But you can bleed through 1,000 little tiny cuts if you don't keep your spending in control.
That's the next class I'm teaching in the Cookie College. It's a lot of manual action. It'll be going through your credit card or debit card company statement, creating a spreadsheet on the days that it charges, how much it charges for, and what that looks like as a yearly cost, adding it to your Google Calendar with a reminder so you know it is important to always touch your charges. And that's something I learned from YNAB, the app for budgeting. It's like every time you touch a charge, you face the music.
I know.
And with digital subscriptions that are automatically recurring, it's easy never to have to touch that charge.
Yeah, I had bought a Fitbit 1 year ago, and it came with a 1-year subscription. Then last month I got hit with a $10. I was like, oh man, I need to fix that. Now I got hit with another $20 to learn that lesson.
So something that I do that Corey could learn from is I actually have my Fitbit renewal in my calendar recurring, and then I have it remind me the day before. So should I ever want to opt out of that, I do the same thing with Chewy for the cat and the snakes.
Oh, Chewy.
Recurring subscription for food.
Oh, really?
But I'll just, so I get the heads up a day before, and then I'll say, oh, let's skip this one, or let me move it back a day or move it forward.
I'm sure Chewy probably saves you money in the long run, because if I go to Target to restock on food, I'm buying something else.
Yeah, Chewy is pretty cool. But yeah, that's my next class. And then the final point of what you should do through this. So we pull up the credit card statement, we put it into a spreadsheet, we put that spreadsheet into a Google Calendar, especially for annual renewals.
Yeah.
Don't like those creeping up on me. And then input it into YNAB while building a budget out for those subscriptions.
Yeah.
That means absolutely no charge is going to surprise you.
And there's charges. You might think like, no, I got everything under control.
When
No,
you make that charge, when
listen.
you buy it the first time, you're like, I'm never going to get this. I'll remember when this renews.
I know.
And then you won't.
When I had gotten the Apple phone, iPhone, as you crazy kids call it,
The free
it came
phone?
with 3 months free of Apple TV. I think I maybe have logged in once. Then I was like, oh yeah, I did add it to my calendar.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, canceled it.
Great. That's a really great way to do that. I do that for my phone apps as well, my personal life.
I'm not a buyer of phone apps. I like that one-time buying fee. I don't like that.
But LastPass is yearly.
Yeah, it always sneaks up on me.
Yep,
but I'm like,
crazy
I was
bucks.
always going to pay for it.
Hostage situations?
That and the virus software.
Malware buying.
Yeah, that's what it is. Always sneaks
You
up
bill
on me.
that to the company?
I feel like it's coming right out my pocket.
Well, that one I switch on over since we only use these for work. I do really like malware bites, guys. I wouldn't recommend Norton antivirus. I know. My mom is upset, but malware bites has been a gem. Do not stop. Marketing return is delayed. What you plant in these months will grow in the holidays. Do not stop marketing because your engagement seems too low to make it worth it. It will pay you back in time. Trust me.
Yeah, it is so hard. Me and Heather, and I know we've talked about it before, call it resuscitating a dead page. It's so hard to do. And usually we have to put ad spend behind it to get it going again. What we don't want you to do is just stop marketing because you're not taking orders right now. Marketing is continual. What you do today is going to benefit you a few months from now.
We always bless the clients that leave us. I love them to death. But we always say like, oh, they won't feel this breakup for a couple months. And then suddenly everything will start to slow down because they will not have maintained it. Yeah, because people's budgets change and they can't afford it.
They're not
or a
doing
lot of people
it.
say, well, I think I can do this myself. Oh, that's so funny. You hired us because you didn't have time, but now you think you have time. Okay, but what happens is that marketing is delayed, the results of it. So when that marketing stops, you start to see that. So right now you're probably riding high from your January marketing. And it feels pretty good. Now, when you make posts, you're going to see a drop in engagement. You're going to think, well, I'm going to take a break too.
Yeah.
So I did take a podcast poll, and we have over 26% of people will take off during the summer from baking, from their business, which is unlike many businesses you see where a lot of businesses can't afford to take off. But a lot of the bakers are a secondary income, or this is just kind of a retirement income, and they can afford to take long breaks. Your marketing shouldn't.
Yeah, regardless if your body's in the kitchen, your fingers need to be on the keyboard.
Plus, you guys could spend, like I said, you can schedule posts 2 months out. That I know for sure. If you get a third-party app like Hootsuite, One Up app that I really like, that one's pretty affordable. I use FeedHive now. You could schedule that out for the rest of the year.
What we don't want you to do though is if you have to schedule it and you leave it abandoned, okay, fine. That's better than nothing. If you can though, download something like the Business Suite app, so you can still be semi-present on there. If someone asks a question on a post that you scheduled, we don't want that long lost question to be forgotten, for a few months.
Right.
By the time you come and answer it at the end of August,
They done find another baker. They're a baker themselves. They taught themselves because you never.
So you want to make sure that you are present on the page if you can be. So schedule out your post and then have that app and have your notifications pushing to you so you never miss anything.
You like allergic to speaking close to the mic. What happens is when
Heather gave away my table.
When I go to edit this, I'm really, really loud. and you're really,
Maybe
really
you're just
not.
really, really loud as a person. Heather gave away my table. There's something at my knee right
It's
now.
my Twinterest, so wait. Do build out your holiday campaigns.
Yeah.
It seems weird to talk Halloween, Turkey Day, and Christmas
Listen.
at the beginning of summer.
Miss Cookie Packaging released something, and I think it's a Halloween
really?
advent calendar. Been seeing it on people's feeds.
Interesting. It is going to sell out before Halloween.
I know, and I'm like, wow, we're already posting Halloween.
Man, Corey, somebody went to Hoblob, and it's like fall decor.
I'm ready. Bring it.
I'm ready. I'm done with the summer. It hasn't started yet. Let me read on. This is how you build a campaign. You build it out now, you dial it in, and then you pick a launch date. You do not want to wait until the week before October to start thinking about this. So when we talk in terms of marketing, we talk in terms of marketing campaigns. Now, a campaign can have money behind it, or can have time behind it, or it can have strategy or product launch. What you don't want to do is just kind of probably likely what you've already been doing. You just kind of fall into the holidays. Oh my goodness, what's everybody else doing?
What is it? What are you guys offering?
Where's
for
Miss
here?
Cookie Packers? She's sold out of the things.
Can anyone
on it.
send me 2 of those
Yes,
boxes?
when you see the frantic, please. So what you can do right now, especially if Miss Cookie Packaging is launching her October sets, you can get all that stuff ordered. You can have it ready to go. You can create your samples. You can take your photos, and then you can wait. And you know what happens? You will be earlier to market than your competitors. You'll have all the supplies you need. It will be a breeze. You can do sellout pre-sales, and then you just bake.
Yeah.
And your life, when you get ahead of marketing campaigns, is so much more relaxed.
It is. And to have a game plan, and there's always, if you have been in the cookie world for any amount of time, there's always something, Target crates, that come and you're like, oh, I wasn't planning on that. It wasn't on my radar. That's okay. You can skip it. You can save it for later. If you have your basis ready to go, like, hey, I'm going to launch on this date. I'm going to have my samples ready this date. I'm going to cut off orders on this date. No matter what you add to it, you can just kind of fit it right in there. What we don't want you to do is like, being like, I need the Target crates right now. I can't find any. I've gone to 50 Targets, but I've already sold them.
See people pre-sold out the Target crates and then didn't have them to deliver. That's a risky click. I'm not. My cortisol and Botox can't afford that level of stress.
I oversold my Target apples that one time. And let me tell you, I went to Target, found one more apple broken.
Oh, what'd you do?
I had to beg for help from somebody else.
See, you're not one percenter. Do not quit. Slow periods feel like failure, especially when you've done everything right. Don't quit. This is a season of business, just like landscapers don't expect to have their highest earning months in winter, bumper crops. Bakers' big days are coming, but they're not necessarily right now.
Yeah. So you'll see yourself being like, ho-hum, what do I do with this downtime? You know, I'm sad. I feel like quitting. No one's ordering. I posted in a local group, got nothing. No one engaged. What I do is make sets that I know people want so I can use that in my marketing down the road. If I know a fun holiday's coming up, like a random one, like National Spaghetti Day, 'tis the time to make a fun little cookie with the time that you have. And guess what? You can use that cookie year after year after year. What you're doing is creating content that people will like. It will get in front of them. Does it feel like a sales post? But it's not quitting, which is great.
Yeah, it'll feel. We actually have a couple things coming our way this year. Corey and I were talking. We suspect that the average life cycle of most beginner bakers is 2 years before they're like, oh, I either got to make more money or I got to go back and do a full-time job.
This was fun, but...
Right. It's, it's a little bit more work than I anticipated. So we're reaching that for a lot of people who entered the market at COVID, which is a big boost to the industry. Yeah. A lot of people are like, oh, I got nothing to do. Let me go bake something. Found this, really invested time, and now we're creeping into that 2 years where you're asking yourself, do I want to keep doing this? These slow periods break that question because you feel like, whoa, no, nothing's working and I've been trying so hard. No, it's not you. It's just a season. It's just a season. They'll all be back. You'll be swarming come Halloween. Do inventory. Perfect time to see what you got, what you need, and where you can put it.
Boxes, babes, boxes.
As we clear out the old, we can make room for the new. Cutters, packaging, class supplies, tools, and that Cricut that's been the box. You know who you are.
That's you.
Figure out, organize, and optimize.
I have been going through all of my cookie cutters and putting them with their cookie cutter buddies. So we have all teacher appreciation and back to school in one box. anything food related
nice.
is in one box. So it's getting easier for me to organize. And if someone wants something, I know exactly what box to go to.
Categorize. Another, using those apps that allow you to search the QR codes to pull up the list. You can do that without an app. You could create a QR code that connects to a Google Sheet and see what's in.
Yeah.
Again, just going to take probably a week of time to really sit down and organize that. Find your duplicate cutters. You can either donate them or sell them. I know there's Cutter BST, Buy Sell Trade group on Facebook. You can do that. If you have upgraded your equipment and you have older equipment, get rid of it, sell it, donate it, give it to somebody, make that money back. Yeah. So you don't want to have duplicate equipment. If you have a really old DSLR and now you have a new mirrorless camera.
Have you been in my basement?
I know, Corey. Amazing. You should try to sell that. Try to recoup some of that money, because not only are you recouping the sales price, you're also recouping the inventory cost, which again, we can't calculate that. We just know we don't have space to put stuff.
Yeah. A lot of times I hate when I find something like a specialty box or something and it was hidden under another box. And I was like, oh my goodness, I could have used this. Now I have to hold on to it for an entire year.
I'd wager, go through your box, your packaging inventory, find things you have very few or one of, and create a donation game. Say like, I'm going to either donate this to a school. If it's a box for Halloween, and you only had one left, you can't sell it because you don't have enough of it, but you could create like a giveaway on your page or a giveaway at a cookie class and create kind of just a one-off set for that. And again, like Corey said, try a new set that people you'll know, and just get rid of this stuff that is cluttering your life and making it stressful for you to go look at the closet.
What I did, because I went into Work Smarter, is I did the big box bonanza giveaway probably last year, because I had a lot of one-off boxes.
Okay.
I put a random cookie that fit in there, and I asked for reviews. So if you got the cookie in the rando box and you ate the cookie, do you mind leaving me a 5-star review on something? So it actually, instead of feeling like, oh man, I lost some money here, I was able to get reviews, get a new potential client.
What a great thing to do in dry July. Build those reviews. Somebody asked a great question in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group. They said, where should I ask for reviews? Where is the most important? Should it be on Facebook? Should it be on Google? Should it be on Yelp? For a cold audience, people who don't know you, get that review on Google. For social proof, get that review on Facebook. For optimal reviews, get them to leave it in two places, both places. Copy, paste. See if you can get it to happen.
And then take that, if someone either says that review via a direct message or they post that, turn it into a review square yourself so you can post it to your page.
That is social proof. It feels good to buy. Actually, I had to go to a mechanic shop today. The review that Google featured, the company had 4.8 stars, but the review that it kind of gives you in the preview panel of the knowledge graph said they did not complete the work order.
And you were like, yep, that's the one I want to go to.
And you know what? They did not complete the work order. So that takes us through the do's and don'ts of dry July. Again, adjust your expectations. Understand that this will look slow. If it is not slow, or if you do not want it to be slow, vendor markets, weddings, corporate orders. Corporate orders are a little hard because nobody's doing really summer celebrations. But if you could find a way in there, this is a real estate market's picking back up.
To market for your corporate orders in the winter. Right now would be great to get your foot in the door.
Want to teach a cookie class, don't have a space to teach it, now would be the time to see if you can get in with these cafes, to see if you can do a pop-up and things like that. Really start connect with the, what do they call it when you go to a business and the front desk lady doesn't let you go any further? Gatekeeper. Connect with those gatekeepers and schmooze them up, because when the front desk lady, who is inevitably going to be tasked with company gifts, has to go back through, maybe they'll remember you.
There's a lady that I knew, one of the gatekeeper ladies from 7 years ago. She still begs me to call her.
Oh, really?
I know. I've got to bring her something. It's been
7 years. Let me pin that event.
Heather's going to pin the event. There's a Facebook Live going on right meow in the Facebook group. If you're hearing this, it's over. But what's it about? Can you?
Oh, no, it's happening at 3.
It just said, my phone said it's happening.
No, it's happening at 3.
My bad.
Okay, excuse me. You still will. It still will have already happened.
It's about farmers markets.
Yeah, so we actually have 2 farmers markets lives coming up, and then a third one. So the first farmers market live is today at 3. Today is Tuesday, May 16th. Everything I know about farmers markets with Charlene. Then on Friday, May 26th, we have the down low on farmers markets with Kristen. So That's what I'm saying. These people are gearing up for their summer season. And I will say that farmers markets are a little bit different than typical cookie sales, typical pop-ups. That you have to get in a relationship with the vendor.
Yeah, but you have people ready to spend some money when they come there.
I truly do.
They are ready for it.
Then we have how to set up, and this will be on the last day of May, which I can't believe I just said that. Is this year not flying by?
It's
Dry July cometh. How to set up the new Square discount code feature with Laurel. So again, that's price manipulation. Can't be offering discounts if you're not charged enough already. But we've said that enough on the podcast. I know you know. But price manipulation, when you still produce a profit or when you need to clear out some inventory or cookie class seats, that is a really awesome way to do that. And knowing how to do that through Square so you're not having to like Venmo, Zelle things back. It's going to be really neat.
If you are uncertain what these Facebook Lives are, let me tell you about them. In the Sugar Cookie Marketing Facebook group, at the top, you'll see something that's called events. We have over 150 free Facebook Lives taught by bakers just like you who have been there and done that. Anywhere from photography, from farmers markets that are coming up, pop-ups, people giving you a tour in their brick and mortars.
Etsy. Just there's so much.
Yeah.
I checked the other day. There's over 160 hours of content.
Yeah, 160 hours. You'd be a professional.
Guess what you could do? You could watch it all in Dry July.
And blow us all out of the water.
You'd be just a machine. There's a machine of knowledge. Next week, I think, thoughts on this, we should dedicate the podcast to the Cookie Collab Sugar My State.
Do we have enough things to talk about for that?
Just kind of the concept, basically how to get the most out of a collab, what they are, and then some ideas.
I like that.
Ideas.
All right.
But the Sugar Cookie Marketing Collab is on June 23rd, which is towards the end of June.
Did you mean that cutter I need for Mom? How am I going to get that?
I was literally stranded at the mechanics all morning.
You told me you were
They did not complete the work order. That was a nightmare. I should leave a bad review. Okay, let's go to text messages.
Only 2. Pick your fave.
Okay. There's only 2. Hi, twins. Thank you. Thanks to your podcast and cookie class kids. I'm jumping into cookie classes. I'm so excited. I'm so grateful for all you do, especially the podcast. It's helpful and entertaining. I'm not going to lie. The inside jokes, the twinterest, the giggles. I love it all. I thought that was going to go somewhere else. Not going to lie. Hate it. Listening to you two reminds me of hanging out with my 3 sisters. I enjoy your banter so much so that I have to be careful not to laugh too hard while decorating cookies and listening. Keep up the great work. P.S. Full disclosure, I'm Amy R.'s sister Janet in Oklahoma. Ice and Cross Confection. Amy Russell. Amy Russell, bless her soul, is the moderator of the group.
She's like me and Heather's mother bird.
Yeah.
She really
this is our aunt.
Hey, Aunt.
Janet.
Aunt Jan.
Aunt Janet. Okay, here's this one. I didn't read any of these. Hi there. This is Amanda from Sweet Faith Bakes. Wavy hand emoji. Technically, I've been in business over a year, 15 months. I did maybe $300 in business last year, super low and small, but trying to build it up. Around Christmas, things seemed to go downhill. No orders. Then life kept lifting, and I haven't made cookies since Valentine's samples in January. I'm tempted to try a grand reopening. Does that seem like a good idea? Since beginning the business over a year ago, there's been a move, different city and county, but it's about 40 minutes away. Mm-hmm. So I think it might not be completely unheard of. Just thinking it might be a fun way of introducing myself and getting the fire going again. What say the twins?
To me, the twins say yay.
I'm going to say yeah.
Absolutely. 40 minutes is quite, when I went to small town America, where my husband's from Southern Virginia, I was like, oh yeah, where's the Walmart? She's like, oh, you're going to go all the way over there? And I was like, oh God, how far is it? She's like, 15 minutes.
In Big Stone Gap. Yeah. It's at the other end of the gap.
Whereas in Northern Virginia,
15 minutes is a peach. Like, there's no traffic. I just sailed through every lane. It was great.
Yeah, so I would definitely do that as a way to, one, introduce yourself to your new audience, to reawaken your old audience. And that would be a great way just to be like, hey, I'm here.
How would you name it? Would you do grand reopening sounded like it closed, but we moved. So would you do welcome? I would market it as like, hey, I'm new here. I'm excited to get to know you guys, but I can't think off the top of my head like a branding.
Well, if you didn't think your business was big last year,
right?
You could just come out of the gates like, hey, I'm here.
I'm new here.
Yeah, you don't even have to say reopening.
So you act like a new bakery, which technically you are in this space, and you're also new in general, kind of 15 months. You've taken off a bit of a break.
Yeah.
So would you not market it as a grand reopening, but just as like, hey, I moved here, I'm excited?
I would say a grand opening, just not re.
So we have a couple podcasts on when you relocate and what you would say. So I would start doing that research where you go to the groups and you ask for recommendations on the great dentist. I mean, at 40 minutes away, you're probably not going to the old hair salon.
I mean,
Corey and I do. But it's because Brian doesn't sell us on the product. So yeah, I think that would be an interesting idea, especially because you've kind of taken a break. So here you are timing this with around July.
You are.
So don't be shocked when it's real slow. That's not you. That's a season. But now you can really build that trust. And that's what I would do. I would even start going if I was her and say, hey guys, I just went to this restaurant. Do you guys love it? Here's what I got.
Looking for Italian restaurant recommendations. What's your favorite? Looking,
people are always looking for like dessert shops where they can just walk in and get desserts. That would be, and then say like, hey guys, I'd like to say I know sweets. I'm a baker myself. Went here, loved it, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then get involved in their vendor markets by doing what Corey did and just walking through and writing reviews and connecting with business owners that way.
Yeah, and I'm just taking little videos on my iPhone and editing
nothing is like a huge production.
I'm not taking it to the computer. I'm like voiceovering. I'm saying, Archer, be quiet. I'm gonna record something, and then I'll just do a voiceover.
Something Corey's been doing with the Sugar Cookie Classes Instagram, which is our local cookie classes brand. It sounds bigger than it is. Let me trust you. But she's been following local crafters and creators. So while they're not necessarily bakers, I'm seeing they're like clay earring makers and wineries and stuff like that. And they're all following back because they were like, oh, great. Like we can scratch each other's backs. I think you even shared somebody's story and they're like, wow, thank you so much for that.
It was a sewing lady.
Yeah, I would say if you're into wine, go review a winery. I know people are always looking for things, especially, there's a Northern Virginia foodies group here. People are constantly looking for wineries where they can take either their kids or their dog.
Yeah, if you can find a restaurant where dogs are welcome. Lazy dog
Lazy
cafe.
dog. That's the only one. But yeah, find little perks and features that people may not know about.
Another great post, dog parks.
Dog parks.
For us dog park lovers.
Yeah. So really kind of feed back into the community and do that reopening that, not reopening, that I'm here.
But don't get discouraged if you do one big post because you've taken a break, right? So you're going to do a big post. It might not get all the traction, but that's when you send it to your family and say, hey, can you just comment, say congratulations, heart this, share it, just so I can get some movement on this post. And then you build off of that.
Right. So that's a great question, though. And congratulations on the move. I think you've timed it out well. I really like your approach. Really feed back into the value-added content. Admins will appreciate it. If you do not have a local community group, I'm going to challenge you to make one.
Hey, I made one.
Corey moved to a place and started the community group because she didn't find the one she wanted, and now it's really grown. But it's grown off the backs of these tiny videos she made going to check out these local places we didn't know about.
Now we're a resource, and we're called the funnest ladies group in the area.
We have no other ladies groups. Fun because you're the only one.
So tell us, what is Cookie College?
The Cookie College is Corrie and my sales pitch to you all. But I wouldn't feel proud selling it if I didn't think it was worth it. So back into the investing in yourself. Might I challenge you, maybe just 1 month, maybe dry July, join the Cookie College and just take the dang classes.
Take the classes.
A lot of them are on optimization.
On everything you can think of. If you want to grow your TikTok, we have South Street Cookies, Tanya. She has over 140,000 followers. She tells you exactly how she does it.
Have you taken her class yet? We only have 5,000.
Hey, that was more than we had last week.
One class we just taught was photo organization. I challenged everyone to listen to it all the way through one time. Don't take an action. Just listen. And then take that
photo organization, you're like, I like to keep my millions of photos. If you could get a sale, if you could post a unicorn set right now, how long would it take you to post?
If I searched your external hard drive,
forever.
5 years. 5 years.
You would not be getting the sale.
Yeah. So what we talk about in photo organization is almost a digital decluttering, cleaning out the approach, the thought, and then the most important part is naming with search in mind.
Yeah. I've been going through each of the courses. I highlight them each week.
You do. What do you want?
Which one am I on doing it?
Yeah.
We just highlighted the TikTok one. That's why it was top of mind. Google Calendars for cookiers.
That was a
For cookiers.
Google Calendars for cookies.
Listen, I'm getting over a little bit of a weak cold.
Yeah, the one class I'm going to teach maybe next week. I know we have to drop the cookie class kits next week.
Don't even talk about it right now.
No. I got 2 weeks left in the month. Hold on. Yeah, we got 2 weeks today. But what I want to teach is that keeping track of your expenses, because I do think in the middle of the summer it is nice. Fortunately, Corey and I had our company credit card expire, which meant every one of you little guys is not going to charge you. Here's one interesting thing I was reading about, and I see it sometimes in the college. Don't think that your credit card expiring will cancel your subscriptions. It will not anymore. Visa came out with this nifty new little feature, and it's got a special name. I think it's called like Upcharge by Visa or something, where your recurring subscription, specifically Netflix, it'll just update it. It'll update that, security code and the year, and you'll still get that charge. And you'll think, why didn't this cancel? It didn't, because Visa
Used to be the lazy man's subscription canceler for the card to expire.
we lost her.
To me, the cards don't expire for like 5 years.
No, my card would get hacked before it expires. But that company card, it did die a natural death. You don't really
you never see that. You never do.
I think it's because I don't use it for fuel. So that's where they kind of get hackered.
That's where mine got
Hack-a-whacked. Yeah, so that will be the next class I'm teaching. We have in the Cookie College, there's actually now 1, 2, 3. There's 5 different memberships. I'm just going to run through them real quick if you don't mind.
All right.
The newest one, little fun one, the $2 transfer club. It's just $2 a month, and you get transfers. I've already uploaded 2. Forgot to announce it.
Okay, yeah, you're so bad at marketing.
It's so difficult to
really
do.
bad
It's
at
not like just like, hey guys, new transfer. I have to make a graphic. I have to add copy. I got to upload. I got to market. I got
So
to
you're
email
just
it.
quietly doing it in the dark of the night?
I had the best of intentions.
So how many transfer sheets are in there currently?
Over 40.
And
$2.
how many do you add per month if I signed up
My
today?
minimum is 1, but I added 2 already, and I think I'll add 2 more before the end of the month.
So I just want to tell you, if you've never bought a transfer before, they usually go between $2.50 and $4.50 on Etsy.
No, so yeah, for $2, you get 40 sheets.
So if you just join today and cancel tomorrow,
It's like 20 cents a sheet.
I feel like that's even less than what it is.
Yeah, well, because I added $2
$2 and you get 42.
So it's equal. Let's do 42 divided by 2. It's 21 cents a sheet.
Oh, wow.
So
what?
a sheet.
Wow.
Holy
That was
shit. So the $2 transfer club, you can go to cookietransfers.com and sign up for that for $2. Get all the transfers today and
Nice.
cancel tomorrow, so you're not bleeding out.
That is
$2.
our cheapest membership, folks.
We also have the digital downloads membership. Kind of a sleeper, but it is great. We make fun of my digital downloads. But they're a grid of 12 social media posts that you can edit
Great
in Canva.
for dry July.
Great if you're going out of town. When you upload them in order, which I walk you through how to do that, creates a cool little grid. If you want to see what that looks like in practice, go to Instagram.com/thecookie college, and you can see every digital download since we started. Now you get all of those the day you sign up. So you could literally sign up for $10 and
you'll
get
be good for the year.
2 years. No, 2
You have
years.
so many to pickle from.
Worth of those. Now I'm like, if you don't like my Easter set, go back a year and get that Easter set.
But that's only $10 a month. So if
only
you're like,
$10.
I'm taking off June, July, and August, sign up for those 3 months
you
and
could
you get
literally
that.
sign up right now, get June, July, and August from last year and cancel and get all the last 2 years.
True.
I'm losing money on that
You
one.
are.
Okay, now if you're kind of new here and you're like, oh my goodness, I accidentally found this podcast. Who are these nutty squirrels? We have the Baker's Business Basics, which is 13.
The Better Business Bureau.
I'll leave a
For
negative.
bakers.
It is 13 foundational courses. It is the basics. Going that sound, we can hear it.
Listen, I
What
have
is
no
this sound?
table. It's my feet.
You are a pletchy.
I'm a pretzel.
The Baker's Business Basics courses are getting a Facebook page, starting an Instagram, connecting the two, learning Canva, using the scheduling software Corey talked about earlier called Facebook Planner, getting into Square invoicing and such alike. I know we use Google Forms and a few other things. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'd like to be ready before Christmas season starts.
Yeah, if you were just like, man, this kind of fell into my lap. I was making cookies for fun because I thought it would be something fun to do.
This is how
in the
everyone gets started in
evenings.
cookies.
Absolutely. And then now you're realizing, wow, I can actually make money off of this, but what do I do first? This is a handheld, step-by-step
Corey, you do a
foundational.
photography class huh?
I do.
On your iPhone?
I do. On your iPhone. You don't even have to download anything. We just edit it right on the iPhone.
It'd probably be, it's $36 a month. I only expect everyone to stay there for a month or two. You also get a discount code when you want to upgrade to the Cookie College to get our old grandfathered price. Little extra thing. You also get the $2 transfer club there too. The Baker's Business Basics. If you hear what we talk about in the podcast and think, oh, I'd love to do that, but I don't know how, start there. Start there. Get your 1 month in. If you watch the classes in like a day, you can actually self-upgrade to the Cookie College, and we'll put that prorated amount towards the higher membership.
Our goal is for you to join the Cookie College, but we know sometimes it can be a little overwhelming if you're just starting out.
A lot overwhelming.
And that's why we have the Better Business Bureau for bakers. The Basics for Bureaus.
I wanted to sign up for that, but they called it 30 different times. Then we have our kind of newer membership, the Cookie Class Kits, which is what the text was about.
Kill me now. I'm tired of making
the Cookie Class Kits. The reason why Corey complains is because we almost, dare I say, not to dog on us, added too much valuable content. Now people expect it. It is so thought out.
Sucking.
It is so well thought out. It is absolutely everything you need. It is so cute. Basically, the classes sell
someone in the comments today, Allie, this is at you, said, I'll pay extra for 2 Christmas classes. Girl, you had your mind.
We're not going to sign up. But the Cookie College already has a Christmas class from last year. I gave them that one.
It's not as good.
No, it's not. It was our most hated class, but we got so tired of Christmas, we never changed it. However, the Cookie Class Kits are completely new cookie class sets that have never been taught before. As we get into June, Corey's working on
it's an Under the Sea theme.
That one's already dropped, so you can get that class already. Right?
No, you are doing the beach.
On
On the beach theme, and then we're going to go under the water.
Yeah. So right now, you can sign up for Cookie Class Kits, and you can get all the classes that started back in December. So we dropped the class the month before it would be taught.
So you got January through June.
Yeah. Wow. So we have, let me actually pull it up right here. Let me tell you these. These are so cute. And
Let me tell you my favorite one.
It's slept on.
This beach theme class, the colors are just...
This one that's above the sand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have sand and sugar cookie class. That's the June class. Ready to go right now.
Our eye candy.
It is fun. It is punchy. It is sand,
fairly easy.
Flippy floppies. That one you could teach all summer long. So you could sign up for the Cookie Class Kits today. You are, because it's a 30-day membership, you are going to get that July class as well. And all the classes before, but you could teach that June class all the way through August.
Oh, absolutely.
And it would be nice. I know that people like teaching new classes each month. However, Corey and I are lazy. I would teach the same class 3 months.
1,000%.
Yeah, because then you know how to keep it going.
That one's a good one to teach, my friends.
May, we did an Oh Honey class, which you could technically teach that one all summer.
I think that, you know, I love a theme, and usually we do it like what's happening in the month. But then I said, you know what? Scratch that.
These broader months, May, June, July, and August.
So we did this. It's got a honey bear in there. I think he's just
very
so
cute.
Cute.
The whole thing is cute. I need to turn the honey bear into a transfer sheet.
That would be a good one.
That'd be a good one. People had asked
because people would use that for the baby boy.
In April, we did Jumping into Easter. Now, I know you think, like, Easter's past. Sign up, save that class, be ready next Easter, and don't have to pay us for it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Corey's going to survive after this year.
I don't think so.
Kids. Do you only want to do it for a year?
Huh?
Did you only want to do this for a year?
I'm thinking.
Okay.
People
you guys
need
sign up
to
for
be
this.
singing my praises or like
this
really...
is a ton of work because literally we're doing absolutely everything. Mostly Corey is. I'm just uploading it. But it is from start to finish. All you have to do is add you and dough. We even do the math, the baking math for you.
The cookies, the thing is we only use 4 colors. And it's always like roughly the same consistencies. You might have one that's a little stiffer. Mm-hmm. And I try to always include white. I think the Under the Sea theme doesn't have white this time.
Yeah, so one time Corey doesn't use white. And I even said, interesting. We did in March. Spring has sprung. Fun.
That one you could do.
Is that the caterpillar that looks to yourself?
Spring has sprung, yeah.
Okay. Then we did in February a We Go Together class, which is, I thought it was so fun because one of the Cookie College members used it for Mother's Day. So the We Go Together is very much like latte and donut.
Latte.
Uh-huh. What was it? Cookies and milk.
Yeah.
That one was cute. Corey and I did teach that here locally as well. Which ones did we teach? Oh, we did Easter.
We did Easter. We did that one. And we'll be doing that Under the Sea theme. Or Over the Sea. Over the Sea.
Over the Sea.
Yeah.
Okay. And then in January, we had the Winter Warm Cookie class. Kind of a Because there's not much to do in January.
Yeah, we did, like, it was clothing based. So you had a scarf,
Sweater.
you had sweater, you
Little
had a little
beanie.
mitten.
Yeah, it was pretty cute. So that is that. So the July class, we try to drop them in the first of the month. If it falls on a weekend, it'll be like the second. Don't worry, the people in the college are knocking at my door. And the Cookie College includes absolutely all of this plus 75 marketing courses.
Wow. I think you said it was over 90 marketing courses.
90 when you add up all the little tabs, 75 classes for the Cookie College. But the Cookie College now gets over 100 modules.
Wow.
Including the Cookie Class Kit. So to break it down, the Cookie College, if you sign up for the Baker's Business Basics, is only $68 a month. But the Cookie College itself, if you just said I want to get everything right now, would be $76. You get the Cookie College, which is 75 classes, and the private group membership and the freebie photos. You get the Cookie Class Kits. That by itself is $63 a month. You get the Baker's Business Basics Bureau. That by itself is $36 a month. You get the digital downloads. That's $10, and the $2 transfer club is $2. So you save quite a bit.
That's a lot of savings right there. You said.
I'm not great at business, but I know a sale when I see one.
If you would like to text in, give us a little textal message because we missed that part.
Now that I paid the bill.
Yeah, the phone number is 571 556 5644. Again, that is 571
556
56.
44. There's a little swing back and forth for you guys there in corporate America.
Well, let's just dive right on into the sponsors.
The sponsors, I gotta give Eddie a pat on the back. We'll be busting them out this week for a last minute
We're
order.
gonna burst them out.
Here's Corey's complaint. Okay. I know that the audience doesn't understand how slow turnaround times are with cookies.
They don't.
But our own mother placed a last minute order.
I'm gonna be like, but Mom.
You'd know. You see Corey complain all the time.
She was like, please don't take, she's not listening to this. She said, please don't take the order if you're going to kibitz about me.
Oh.
To
We
Heather.
straight kibitz. We ran to the podcast.
And then she's like, I will pay extra good. And I said, that last line will get you 0 kibitzing.
Then you straight up kibitzed.
She don't care. She's not going to listen.
If you know what kibitzing is, it's my grandmother's way of gossiping and not feeling negative about it. She renamed it
She's like,
kibitzing.
we're not gossiping.
We're
We're
kibitzing.
kibitzing. Which is a
gossiping.
Christian gossip.
She said, no, not. I would talk about them if they were here. Okay. But Eddie, the edible printer, will be coming in clutch for my mom's last minute order. We'll be printing a logo on a circle cookie, 3x3, right? Eddie is a direct-to-food printer. So when we're talking about last-minute orders, typically that would be a hard no. If there's this hand part, that would be
Right.
so much work.
Yeah.
This logo that we're using is extremely complicated.
Extremely.
Against my recommendation, but Pops is going to do what he wants. So Corey's going to print this onto a circle cookie. It's going to get the client, my mom, what she wants, and she's going to be able to get it last minute. And because it's a last minute, technically, while the cookies may be cheaper to produce, you get those rush frames.
Yes.
And I guarantee you, somebody who needs something doesn't care what the cost is.
Yeah, and I want to be like, Larice, where were you last week when I was literally complaining about the last customer order last minute?
Corey's like texting me this morning, telling me what she needs, and I was like, okay. And then she texted me about me.
Yeah.
And I said, Heather,
You
needs
said
what?
such a question that I thought someone who was ordering the cookies would ask, will they be printed on a 3-inch round? And I was like, oh, yes, and they'll be heat sealed and hand delivered.
Eddie.
And then I was like, oh, this is Heather.
Then you had a weird typo, and it really threw me.
They will be hand popping.
Poppy. I don't know what that
I meant to say hand typo.
You have a will we be using an Eddie tray?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which one?
I have this Sprinkle
crazy
Factory one.
Oh, you got the Sprinkle
Yeah.
Factory.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is Eddie. If you want to learn more about Eddie, definitely join their Facebook group. It is Impredi. It's an impressive machine. It's hard to even describe what it is because it's so wild.
I'll probably make a little video this
I'll make
week.
a little video.
Oh,
A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next up is something I'll be using a lot this week for all you last minute orders out there. Is called a meringue powder called Royal Batch. Actually got a recent 1 pound bag and she rebranded the bag. It looks snazzy. It's the old bag that I got when they first started had
You mean
two
the piece of trash?
stickers
The
on
trash bag you got earlier?
The bag I got when she first started rolling out her brand had 2 stickers on the front and back. Not bad. It was a pink bag and 2 pink stickers. Now the bag is printed with the ingredients
girls
on there,
so
with
quickly.
the
If you're wondering what Corrie's icing recipe is, it's that plus a dash of white food coloring.
Yeah. But it actually comes with white food coloring already.
However, we're coming, not only is it dry July, it's also humid July. At least here in the nation's capital.
It really is.
Yeah.
So what I do to combat it is I have a dehumidifier, a dehydrator.
And a dictionary of curse words. And that is how,
that is how you stop color bleed in Northern Virginia.
I can't help but wonder if James is like chuckling right now or like, this
James
is the
like,
Corrie.
oh, and turning it to the
They mentioned my name, I'm done. You're done.
You're done. Oh, use code TWINS. Save 10% at checkout. She's got the 5-pound bags and delivers to Canada. There is no excuse not to.
I'd have to concur. Now, third, I know some of you were sad you didn't see them at CookieCon Ohio, but they'll be at CookieCon Orlando for they live in that area.
They do.
It'll be AE Core backers. I haven't yet to see someone be like, I wish I never bought any backdrops.
I know.
It is one of those investments. Also, honestly, that would be a good dry July project is getting your photography dialed in. The AE Core backer backdrops make it so much more flexible. If you are frustrated by the countertop color in your house, which I am.
Mine is a granite with like every speckle on the planet in there.
A granite planet?
A little black in there, a little brown.
You're saying not good?
It's not
Too
good.
crazy.
It hides all the crumbs,
right?
Great.
But that's what granite's meant to do. But what it doesn't do well is photograph because it kind of creates a distracting background against cookies. So when you have more of a decorated cookie, I know you did May the 4th with a star speckle.
Yes.
That would be hard to put up against a granite backdrop because that's a lot of competition.
Yes, it would be.
What I do for something that was May the 4th is I get a really plain dark backdrop. I think, where'd you post the May the 4th cookies so that people could see it?
I posted it on the Mixing Bowl Cookie Company.
On Instagram, you go to Mixing Bowl Cookie Company, you can kind of see the cookie that I'm talking about. Don't worry, it'll jump out at you. But it has a galaxy theme into it. Mm-hmm. I think you're teaching that for the Cookie College, you said. Mm-hmm. That'd be a great one. But to have that just laid out on granite or...
To me, that
it's
backdrop can swallow your cookies. And you're like, what am I looking at?
Right.
So what you want, and my rule of thumb is the more complicated the cookies, the more simple the background.
Right. And do a contrast. If the cookie's really simple, kind of more fun or bright background.
You can have some props in there.
Absolutely. So, and I know you're a prop wheta.
I'm a prop wheta.
Looks like her props just threw up everywhere, but it really looks cute. So you can go to aecorebackers.com, check that out. Or if you're at CookieCon Ohio, go to the vendor hall. You can get in for
or
traveling
Orlando.
back in time. Or the O's are throwing me.
They are.
If you're not doing the entire CookieCon Orlando experience, you can get a shopper's pass for just like
$20.
$20, and you can go check out the backers in person. I think she sells them there.
She does. But I think you can buy them there and she ships them to you.
Yeah, they all have that weird funky rule.
So you don't have to try to figure out how to get them home.
Oh, smart.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be a pain.
But you can save 20% now if you want to say, hey, I want to skip a line and use the code SUGARCOOKIE at checkout at aecorebackers.com.
If somebody was going to make photography their dry July project, which two backers would you say out the door?
Matte white finish.
Okay. Give them something to like challenge themselves.
Let me think.
We don't want two marbs.
I love a wooden background for back to school. It really is. It kind of feels like you're sitting at the desk.
Wooden desk. Although kids these days have like never seen a wooden desk, got plastic
ones. But to me, it screams like the teacher's desk.
Yeah,
so that's a good one.
I would challenge you, if you wanted to make it a project to learn photography this summer, get you a standard issue simple one, and then get you one that is a little more complex and kind of learn how to work with it.
Also, we just got a Google My Business. Hello, I'm interested in the classes.
Hey, yo.
GMB.
You know what they want? They want us to teach classes in the middle of summer. Corrie and I posted our October class. Got 4 tickets sold in October. See? License print money down there. So let's do our twin dress. Corrie's texting violently.
I'm texting this lady back.
What is she asking?
Hello, I'm interested in the classes. And I said, yay, would love to have you. What
got to keep that energy.
Are you interested?
It's going to be like ones that aren't at the end of the year.
I know, I'm ready. Okay, what's your twin twist? You have one.
Okay, I had Corrie. I did a live demonstration. I unboxed the bamboo printer, and maybe it's just new relationship energy.
Yeah.
NRE, I don't know, but I am absolutely blown away. Now I want to. They're obviously not sponsoring us. I just want to talk about pricing. Bamboo, please sponsor us. You can buy 15 Ender 3s for the price.
15 Enders.
Yeah. Because they're $100 at like Micro City or Circuit Center or whatever the old one was. Circuit City.
Yeah.
Micro Center. They're $100, and this thing's $1,500.
Oh my
You have 15 of them, but you'll have 15 more curse words in your inventory trying to bed level this thing. Man, guys, I got to talk to you about it real quick. I had to print off a cookie cutter for Corrie, which she's holding right now, I'm pledging with, and I am like frantically trying to figure out where the micro SD card slot is on this thing so I can load in the print. And it's like, baby girl, log into your account over here. So I log in. All of a sudden, the printer boots up. I get a live feed visual through Wi-Fi to my phone and my desktop, and it prints out, and I can watch, pause, or stop the print from my phone.
I will say,
43 cents a print done.
looking at this cutter, which is from the new guy,
Yeah.
versus the cutters that Heather was printing from the old guy, they always split.
Okay. In defense of Ender and my price-conscious bays out there, I did not take care of him. Out of the box, he's always been.
I can't believe that's something you
Yeah, you know
wouldn't
what?
do.
He was a little frustrating. And
That just seems to add a character for you. They heard that.
yeah, you got to do belt tightening. It's because the Ender's so frustrating.
do some belt tightening over.
And you got to clean the fan, and then you can do all these mods. And I just didn't want to get into modification. It was already testing my passion.
I can already tell you. Had turned
This
your
thing
back
has
on.
my heart, my mind, my soul. This thing has a poop chute. It cleans off its own printer head. It levels itself. It's talking to my phone. When the print finishes, it pings my phone saying, "Hey, baby girl, we got it. Do you want us to go into sleep mode, or you want to come down and get it?"
Side note: abandoned Ender 3 for sale. OBO.
Somebody asked me to set up the Ender next to the bamboo printer and print off the same cookie cutter. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Here's what I'm going to tell you right now. I don't do any modifications. This stuff's coming out of the box. That cookie cutter would have been 2.5 hours on the Ender. It was 30 minutes.
Wow.
This thing
it
moves
looks
so
good.
fast. And then now I know it sounds like I'm a sales plant from bamboo. No, I make no money off that. But this thing is so comically fast. I had to record it. And someone said, "Did you speed it up?" No.
Yeah, it's, like when things move too fast in a horror movie.
Snake.
Snakes.
The bamboo printer.
The bamboo printer and horror movies.
Ghosts.
It's creepy. It was creepy.
Yeah. This thing moves so fast. The setup was absolutely full of trash. This whole office was full of wrappings and puffy airbags.
Yeah.
And it was well packaged. I got it set up slowly, methodically. I was just like taking my time. He was being annoying. It took me maybe an hour.
Yeah.
I think if I was really determined, I could get it in 15 minutes.
That's what you said it was.
Great. I was
supposed to be.
literally being like,
How did 15 minutes go to 1 hour?
Because sometimes I just like I like to unbox everything and have it laid out in front of me, read the next step.
What's it like to be you?
I did ruin one roll of filament, so it was stressful.
How did you ruin it?
Yeah. Okay. So, I like to lay out everything else. So it's all wrapped in the cellophane. No. Cut it open. It's there. So it decompresses. Stop guessing. You're not going to guess. Then I open it. You cut the tip off with the filament cutter because it's tied in. And then I had all these wrapping tabs. And if you have a bamboo printer, you'll know exactly what I did. I undid them. Then as soon as I undid them, the whole thing went floop. And it was like,
You can't use it now?
I'm going to find out. There's an external spool, but
There has to be. If you can print your own spool.
yeah. And then I was like,
You
I need
should
to order
be
a new
able to
spool.
print.
And it was like, well, the first print you can do is a new spool.
Is it spool or spool?
Spool.
Spool.
But the reusable spools, which is nice because like if you buy any spool on Amazon, you got that big plastic
True.
thing. So I'm sure it can use it. If not, I can use it on the Ender. Piece of crap. If it doesn't have a crap soon, I don't want it.
That is
However,
true.
I'm wildly impressed. I'll continue to dial it in. I've got a little dinosaur figurine that came. I have
In
a
the photo you
benchy.
sent of this dino, I thought he was going to be ginormous. And
I
he's
have
like
a plate scraper.
quite handheld.
And then I printed off Corey's first cookie cutter last night.
I know. I'll be
She
using
said-
it tonight.
Yeah, my little Bella add-on
his
went
face
away.
popped off.
Okay.
Here. Oh,
Corey.
I'm going to
They
give him
can-
back to you.
Okay, that's my twin toes. What's yours?
My twin trust, I finally used a hair straightener that Heather had.
What did you do to my dinosaur?
Oh, he just fell apart. His face is on the ground. Well, that's a little puzzle for you to put together a little bit later. You are missing a whole piece. I heard it.
I literally cannot see
Oh,
it.
he's by your foot.
Ah!
His spine.
I have to read some when they can't hear me.
I finally took a shower, used the hair
Finally,
straightener.
yeah.
It is worth it.
Really?
I have to find a new home for the chi.
You gotta donate it. You
Chi
don't
for
need
sale.
redundant. Package deal comes with that,
and split cutters.
Split cutter?
Cutters that split.
That's exclusively all I've ever made. Yeah, I would say this is a good podcast. Would you rate it?
What we should do a rating on this. I'm gonna give it a 6.
A 6 out of 10?
Yeah, I feel like we were a little scatterbrained at the
A
start.
little scatterbrained, but I really liked my list, so I'm going to come in at an 8. Thanks.
Last week was mine.
Hey guys, if you're listening to this and you're listening on like Apple Podcasts or Spotify, would you mind leaving us a review? It does help the podcast rank a little higher.
You know, it would mean a lot. You don't even have to write words.
No, you can just be like, Heather's my favorite, and that's absolutely all you need to write.
Just write a C.
I don't think you have to write.
Well, no.
You can just leave a star rating, and it will still have the same effect as leaving words. You know, on Spotify, you can't leave a rating unless you listen to it.
I told you that because I was leaving a rating. Hey,
have you listened to it? I was going to. Okay, that takes us to the podcast. Any final closing notes?
Final words?
Yeah.
If graduation season, I would start.
Well, half the people are already done with school. The school ending days are almost 2 months
over
range.
the planet, but it's still a month away for us.
On my Monday countdowns, I put an asterisk because they are dialed into our local area. I got to pick something. But a lot of people are like, yeah, we finished it last week. Some people have been out for a month. These local schools here don't finish till 2nd week of June. Maybe even 3rd week.
I have this last minute order that my husband took for me. But
the family has been a screwing you over.
I know. My husband's boss's boss. If you don't know, my husband's a police officer. So this is like
Lieutenant
Dan, but his name is Jason. So Nate comes in. You know, like he has this bossy relationship with this guy. I don't know him. So he's like, my boss would like to know if he could order a dozen, requested the price for 1, 2, or 3
I would love to know how
dozen.
Serious that conversation sounded at the precinct.
Yeah, I know. So then I said, oh, can you have him email me?
Wasn't it Police Week? Did you do anything for them?
No, I did not. I'm getting ready to. So then the lieutenant emailed me and he was like, I was like, oh yeah, here's some details or whatever. And he's like, thanks, Jace.
Oh, so you guys you're like, hey, Nate, give this to Jace.
Nate was like, did you get with Lieutenant Dan? And I was like, oh, Jace. He was like, Jace, this is we're on nickname basis right now.
Tell him I made his cookie cutter style.
Please, could
tell
be
him it's with
he
the
could be our
bamboo.
father.
Is that too little?
For the last minute order, he'll be fine.
Is it hard to make? Like, look at those crevasses.
You know, because it's green in the middle and
yeah,
yellow
but look
on
at
the
pulling
side.
out the W corners.
Yeah, I'm gonna dip this whole guy in flour, and I'm just gonna pop it like that.
You won't be able to post about it since you violated copyright. So
they're for free.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's not paying?
I don't know.
What was he trying to? But Nate said he doesn't have to.
This is what he said, Nate. If I slipped her at 20, is that embarrassingly low?
Slipped you at 20? I hope Nate gets a raise. He slipped me a good report.
I said, sir, you just giving Nate a hard time and letting him know how lucky he is to have me at home is payment enough. $20 is not enough.
Are you making a dozen?
I said I'll only make him a dozen.
Dozen donuts.
Dozen donuts.
You should throw in a donut cookie. They're so funny. Nate will get fired.
I think I'm going to give him this cutter with his order. I don't think I'll ever make that again.
Please get rid of it. Tell him it's from the bamboo PX1 carbon.
Yeah, I wonder what I'll be. Oh, wow. Thanks.
Look how solid that thing is. I didn't even make a bridge on it.
So solid.
My Bella add-on disappeared, so I had to do my own crappy cut walls.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know, you should have the fillet edges.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
What do you mean it disappeared?
I think, well, when I went to sign into Fusion 360, it now does an internet verification of your identity. Usually it's desktop. Yeah. They are cracking down on people stealing the software.
I'm going to take a minute and just thank you guys for listening to the podcast.
Wow, that was a quick change of pace. Yeah. We were just dogging on Fusion 360.
We did not think this podcast would be anything.
Still isn't.
But that you guys put up with us week after week, listen to our scratchy voices.
I'm going to put, while you're talking, I'm going to pipe in some really emotional music. So keep going.
So I just wanted to take a minute and say we wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys. So
thanks for listening. From the twins.
Did you say your twins or that twins?
I wanted to make it more emotional.
Okay, let's try it. From your twins.